Everything's good with you, John. And, yeah, I didn't look at the needle, but you're a good signal. Oscar November 8 Echo India, VK2CPC over.
Yeah, Roger, on that, Les, VK2CPC, ON80I. And you're 5 and 9, and you're going over the other side of the 9 near the 10. So nice to hear you. Yeah, sorry about the weather. That's really... Yeah, I didn't think for VK you'd get so much rain, but you have had it in the past. But Les, it's the people that that built their houses on the floodplains. They're the ones who are in trouble, are going to be in trouble. So where you are, your farmhouse, how near are you to a river? And are you? I don't think you're on a floodplain. Go.
Oh no, I'm fine here. I'm on a hill, so I'm fine. But what the problem here is, they use all before they put all the roads in. They used to log, and they'd log and take all the logs down to either the river or down to the beaches. So all the logs was dragged down. So they built all the towns on the rivers. So what happens once we get a flood, the rivers come up and all the towns go under. And that's the problem. It was all built on rivers, so they could float the logs down or get the ships in to take the logs away. And yes, so every time we have a massive flood, there's towns go under all over the place. Down the road from me here, there's 3 houses past mine. It's a dead-end road. So it goes into gravel from my place onto a gravel road, and then there's 3 houses past mine. 2 of the houses, as you go down the road, you go round the corner and along the side of a river. Well, at the moment, they're locked in. They can't get out because the rivers come up over the road. But it's everywhere. There's floods everywhere. Another friend of mine was on the telly last night, and he was saying, yeah, the FDS, which is the volunteers, has been round to his place and sandbagged up his front door, and the water was lapping up to his door. So yeah, it's pretty bad, and you're right. But that's why they have so many problems here. They built all the towns. Most of them up on the East Coast are built actually on the rivers, John, over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, I was, now that just reminds me, one of the club members, I think it's Kev, is he very close to the water, or maybe it's another club member? I remember looking on Google Street View, and one of your club members was very close to the water, and you could see the bridge from his house, over.
All right. I'm trying to think. One of them near the water. There's a few of them down by the water, but there's only one at the moment that I know has really got a problem, and it's lapping at his front door. Oh, it's 2. Steve. It's Steve you're talking about. Yeah. Well, he's been told to get out of the house. Steve, TEV, VK2 TEV. He's been told to leave, but he's not. I think he stayed. But I've not. He didn't come up to the club today. He normally comes up to the club, but he didn't come up today because of the water. His wife's not very well, and he didn't want to come up just in case the water come up a little bit more. But we've had lots and lots of rain since. So, but he's right on the river, and there's a bridge just by his house. Yeah, and he lives right. As you look out of his front door, you go over his garden, and then there's a road there, and then the river's right there. So, yeah, I don't know whether he's still in the house or not, but I know they was telling him he had to get out. Whether he's gone or not, I don't know, John, over.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, well, that's the one I was thinking of. And those places, they all look very idyllic when the weather's decent, but when the flood levels come up. Now, where I am, there's no river beside me, but there is the canal. There's that big canal that goes from Antwerp to Liège. Now, luckily, where we are, we're on a little, I won't call it a hill, just kind of the difference between a hill and flatness. And regardless of the weather, even the most rain we've ever had, it's gone within minutes. But there has been floods here, of course. But what they have done is they've cured the problems. And I know in Ireland they had flooding as well, and they did a lot of infrastructural work. But it's these big housing estates, and I know it in the UK, and they built them on the floodplain. So when lots of rain comes, they're in trouble, Les. Over.
Hang on, lost me. Hang on, John. My foot switch moved. Yeah, well, what they've done here, where the rivers come down, they built the levee banks up. They put levee banks in. But that doesn't save them sometimes. Lismore, which is a bit inland, but it's got a river running through it. And Lismore nearly always goes under because it'll get up to the top of the levee bank and go over it. Once it goes over, it floods the town. Yeah, they seem to have a hell of a lot of problems up in Lismore. And the other one was Brisbane. And what happened up there a few years ago, it rained and rained and rained, and because the dam was all going to overflow, they opened the gates on the dam, and it flooded Brisbane, all through the markets in Brisbane and everywhere. There was lots of houses and that went under there, and the markets. There was a hell of a mess up there one year, but this year it's all been around this area, the mid-north coast. We've been hammered this time. I mean, I'll never get flooded in here. Well, I shouldn't do anyway. But yeah, you never say no. But the farmer down the road, the two of them down the road, they have a few problems when it really gets wet. But yeah, they're stuck in the house. But both of their houses are on a hill, and then they've got to come down the hill and more or less along the side of the river, and then they come back up to my place here. So they just can't get out, but they'll be all right. Anyway, yeah, you're about 5-7 with me, maybe an 8 now and again, John. But yeah, good signal and nice to hear you. What's the weather like around the Antwerp area? Is it any good over?
Yeah, Roger. Well, we've had, I think, about 9 weeks of sunny weather. We haven't seen rain, so if you've got any spare rain, please send it over. And just yeah, I was listening to you on your foot switch. I have on my in the shack on the table, and instead of using a foot switch, Les, I use a light switch. Over.
Yeah, well, I've got a hand switch here somewhere. You know, the same thing. You just push the button and it'll view it. But I said I'd never get a foot switch, and you remember Tex said to me, get a foot switch, and I said, nah, I'm happy. I've got one here on the desk, and he said, no, get a foot switch. And I got a foot switch, and now I won't do without it. It's good because I've got two hands. You know, I can mess with one thing and write something down, and so I'm happy with the foot switch. And you won't believe this, the foot switch is sitting on a Manchester United rug carpet. Who got beat last night, actually, or this morning, or last night they got beat. But yeah, I must admit, I like my foot switch, John. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, well, I have a foot switch, but what I found was sometimes it was sliding around. But you can also put a kind of a rubber mat on it, or sit it on a rubber mat. Okay, Les. It's been great hearing you. By the way, Les, I got involved in something else yesterday, so I was unable to drop in. Over.
Yeah, no problems at all. There was quite a few on yesterday, actually. Wednesday. Yeah, there was quite a few come on last night. Yeah, I went on, but yeah, there was quite a lot came on. The guy from America comes on every time. He's always on. And you come up now and again. but there was quite a lot from around this area on yesterday, and yeah, but one of them one come on yesterday, and he's not normally on, but I'm doing his advanced test for him on Sunday. I've got to go at the radio club on Sunday and do an advanced test for him. So he appeared on the radio yesterday on the net. So that was good as well. Anyway, I'll get it back to you. But thanks, John, and thanks for the chat. It's just about dark here. Not quite, but another 5 minutes. It'll be pitch black, John. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, you're doing very well. You've been constantly over the 9. And just out of curiosity, so someone goes to do the advanced test, and do you ever have to say, well, sorry, mate or buddy, you're just not up to it? Over.
Yeah, you can do, but most people are pretty good that take it. They've got a very good system for doing the foundation one. You can get on, and there's free videos for you. They're really good videos. So that's it, quite easy to do. I've got a bloke and his 8-year-old want to do his foundation. The standard and the advanced, there's a very good bloke that in fact the bloke that does the questions for the standard and advanced, and he's got you have to pay him, but you get a video or a couple of videos actually, and you go through the videos in bits. And if you've got any problems, you phone him up. So I've got a problem with it, and it works really well. I've never had a problem with anyone doing the standard or an advanced. So I've had a couple that have been pretty close, but you know they're always pretty good here, John. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, that's great to hear. Anyway, the more the merrier, and nice to hear of the 8-year-old, because if you go to any of them, and you know this, go to any of these ham fests or something like that, they're always in general men 50 plus. Over.
Oh well, I was at the radio club today, and I think I'm 70, and I was probably one of the youngest there today. Oh no, there was a younger guy, he's about 60 there, or he's around the 60-year-old. But yeah, you're right. And the problem we've got with the radio club starts at 10 o'clock 10 o'clock on a Thursday morning, and finishes by 1-2 o'clock in the afternoon. So of course, the people that want to do tests, the younger ones, can't get to the club. The guy with the 8-year-old, I went into the electrical place here to buy some wire, actually, to make an antenna. And he said, I'm Chris. He said, are you on the radio club? I said, yeah. He said, I'm thinking of doing a test or be getting my license. And I said, oh, right, okay. Well, so I give him the thing for where all the videos are, where he can look at them. I said, that's that, have a look at the videos. I said, and it'll give you enough. Anyway, when we was doing the sausage sizzle on Sunday, he appeared and he said, hi Les, it's me, Chris. He said, this is my son. He's 8 years old. He said, the two of us want to do the test. And I said, right, look at the videos. Whenever you want it, you've got my phone number. Give me a ring and we'll go to the radio club and do it one weekend. It's easy. And he said, okay. So hopefully we might get a couple of young ones, but they can't get in the club on a Thursday. And I've tried to change the day and say, look, why don't we have a meeting on a Sunday? And nobody will go in. And if I want to do it at night time, the excuse is I can't see in the dark, so I won't come in. So I ended up, we did it a few years ago, me and a younger guy, and nobody came up. So, you know, it's a dying breed, I think, John. We're going down the tubes, over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, hopefully it'll last out till we're gone and buried, but hopefully not. I'm trying to influence my son. My son is I think he's 21 now, and he helped me setting up the shack, and he does all my my IT stuff. So I'm trying to influence him. But he could do it with his eyes closed because, well, as you know, it's, I don't know how it is with you, but it's, the four answers and one of the answers is right. So in general, if you really want it, you can get it because you just have to learn the right answer. But in my day, as you know, Les, you had to do the CW, which was a big barrier for some. Over.
Yeah, I was the same. I ended up doing mine in New Zealand. 12 words a minute. I could have done 6, and I thought, no, if I do 6, I'll never do the 12. So I just persevered. Because I came from the Falklands, where I had VK2CPC. But I get to New Zealand, and they said, no. You got to do the whole lot. So that's what I did. So I went and did the Morse, and then sat the advance straight up, and just did the advance. But So that's how I ended up. And then you had to sit there and do all the calculations as well. There's not, well, there is a bit of it in there, but not much now. It's all drawings and stuff, and and you're right. It's all just a tick a box, mate. So you've got 4 to choose from, and 2 of them are crazy answers, which is nowhere near, and there's always 2 quite close. So you've got really 2 to pick from. It's pretty good. And the other thing they're doing here, they're going to make it one license, like they've done, I think, in New Zealand, which is, I don't think, going to be very good. So everyone gets lumped with the same thing. So it's going to end up like a big CB club here. I think that's the way it's going to end up, John. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, well, in Ireland, you have the A and the B, but with the B license, the only difference between the A and the B now in Ireland is the A has the CW, and the B, it doesn't have the CW. So, but with B, you have all the privileges of the A. But in Belgium, it's a little bit different, and you have the A and the B. The A can do everything, but the B call sign or license in Belgium is, believe it or not, it's a maximum 25 watts, and there's some bands that you can't. I don't think you can operate on 17 meters and 12, and there's a few other things. Okay, Les, the lady of the house has come in, and she wants me to do an odd job. So I I don't know if it happens to you, but she doesn't come in often to the shack. But if she comes in, she has that look that something needs to be done. NOW, over.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. Lynn's in the kitchen doing dinner now. But yeah, I can see her from here. The shack's right next to the kitchen. Right, very quickly, we've got the foundation, 10 watts, standard, 100 watts, advanced, 400 watts. That's it here. And on the foundation, you only get about 3 bands. Standard, you get all the bands. No, you don't. You don't get 17, and you don't get 12. I think the warp bands you don't get, but advanced you get everything. So that's it, a short version of it all. Anyway, back to you, John.
Yeah, Roger. Well, what I like about the VK license, you have phone on 30 meters. I would love that in Europe. Over.
Yeah, but there's never anybody on it. I'll tell you why. Because the Americans don't have it. Over.
Yeah, Roger. And here's another mad thing which I never figured out. With 14 100 to 14 150, you can always go down there to not to talk to them. Over.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Yeah. That's right. Because they don't have that bottom end of the band, do they? But the Americans don't have the 30 meters. So yeah. We don't have the 60. There's a lot of them doing 60 now, isn't there? I think it is. But we don't have the 30 yet. We do have the 30 on phone, but it's only a very, very narrow gap. But every now and again I'll put the stepper on it and have a quick listen. I've worked a few people around, but not many of it.
Yeah, I hear them. I hear the VK ops on 30 meters. And oh yeah, just one more thing to tell you about the anomalies of the whole thing. We have 60 meters, but we only have 4 channels, and the Irish and the British, they have more frequencies. So if they want to get away from us, they can just go to their frequencies, and we're stuck with 4 channels, and it's mainly Germans. Over.
Right, okay, well, we don't get it. We've not got it here, so we can't get on there. But the 30 we're all right on. But it's a very short, it's only, for the voice side of it, it's very small. Hang on. Yeah, 30. So we've got 10.100 to 10.150, but we only get a little portion of it. Most of it is VW and digital. So we only get a little tiny portion of it. I can't remember what it is now. But every now and again I've got it here. Every now and again I will go on 30, John, over.
Yeah, Roger. VK2CPC ON80I for ID. Well, Les, as always, lovely to have a nice, long, decent conversation with you. I also respect, on the weekend it can be like a madhouse here. Over.
Oh yeah, Sunday's my worst day, and it's just chaos because everybody wants to jump on. It's very quiet at the moment. I think the band conditions are completely changing now for me, and the bands are starting to drop out very early. It's only what time is it? 22:06 here, and normally I'm going till about 6:30, but now that we're in the winter, it's all changing again. But yeah, I can still get everybody, so that's pretty good. All right, listen, you better get off. You need to go and help your YL. If I say, my missus goes mad when I say, my ex-YL, and she'll say, I'm not your ex yet. But anyway, you better go and help the YL. Oscar November 8, Echo India, VK2CPC.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, I don't like that XYL. I go along with your wife and YL. And just to tell you, my I call her the lady of the house. She's originally from Charlie November, which is kind of south of us, and she's a great person for encouraging the hobby and helps me if something has to be done. So you've come across these wives and whatever, and they're kind of anti the hobby. And if an antenna goes up in the garden, there's kind of a war dance. Over.
Oh well, I'm pretty good. Lynn will help me. When I tip the tower over, I've got a steel rope comes off to one side. I get the tractor on the other side, and she'll get in the van, and she'll tip it. She'll put the van in reverse and tip the tower over until I've got the weight on the other end. So I've got to get it moving first to get the weight over, and then I'll just take it up with the tractor and lower it. But Lynn will pull it over, and then when it comes down, the tilt plate it's slightly in a bit. So she'll grab hold of one of the elements and just pull it out as I drop it down, and it comes down nice and flat on the floor then. So yeah, Lynn helps me with all this, and if I've got a problem with a rope or something, she'll hold it for me while I go and do something else. And yeah, she's really good with the radio stuff. John, over.
Yeah, Roger. Okay, well, look, we could talk for a long time, but I will. If we do, I'll be in the doghouse. So nice to hear you, Les. We keep in touch, and always a pleasure. I hope to in 2 weeks' time. I hope to get back on 2 meters via Echolink. So VK2CPC ON80I. All the best from Belgium, Les. Over.
Yeah, okay. Well, in 2 weeks I'll be in UK, and I might be on Echolink from UK anyway. So I'll probably do that. All right, 7-3s, John. Go and help the wife. Catch you later, 7-3s.
Yeah, bye-bye, Les. Thank you.